Once upon a time, in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a young princess who loved her kingdom very much.
Hey, welcome to Always Booked. I'm Olivia.
I'm Emily.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Danny.
Today we're talking Kingdom of Ash, and we sound sad, but we're actually very excited.
Right.
Because we love this
Right.
book.
And sad.
And sad. And devastated.
That is a good summary of the book, actually. How many chapters is it?
121.
That is crazy.
900 plus pages.
Me at the end being like, I'll take more.
I know. Make it double.
Yeah.
When I was first reading these, what caught my eye when I opened Kingdom of Ash was like, oh my God, 1, this is like a huge book. 2, the pages are thinner. The pages are legitimately thinner.
They got to fit it all in there. You can only print such a big book.
Yeah.
That's like Bible.
I know. They were like Bible pages.
That's crazy.
It was insane.
And for me, I think it went quicker than any of the other books.
Because of
agree.
the pacing.
Yeah.
It's crazy the entire time.
The Avengers Endgame of it all.
Wild.
All the different POVs are so fun.
It's like all of them are so beautifully written. They get better, obviously, as she like grows up and is more mature in her writing. But the POVs are so good and so well paced in this book.
Yeah. We were talking yesterday. I was like, how is every main, we'll call them all main characters.
Yeah.
Every POV. Everyone is so good. And everyone is important.
And they all feel different. They all feel like their own individual character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know their entire backstory, years and years. We have so much knowledge in our brains now
Yeah.
of these people that don't exist.
Yeah. What's crazy is the way that she writes them. Like, you can tell them apart,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Because sometimes you read books and they kind of all blend together.
Yeah.
But I know when like Aedian's talking as opposed to like Kale or Dorian or Rowan, like it's just so, because I don't know how like their essence comes through the pages.
Yeah. They have their own personality
That's so freaky.
in the words.
Maybe we all got a psychosis of some type.
And I'm happy
and that's
with
okay.
it.
And that's okay.
Kingdom of Ash really is such a good payoff.
Like,
yeah. For the series as a whole.
Yes, it is such a good just like culmination of the series. Everything's leading to this. Like sometimes you read a last book and it falls flat
Yeah.
because you're just trying to tie up so many loose ends. No, this is not a tie up loose ends book. This is like, hey, I'm actually going to give you everything I've got. And she did.
Yeah. And also so often it's like, how do you finish a series that's gone on for so long that you care about everyone so deeply?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like she did a good job as well of doing that. Like giving them an end, but you know they're still going on and living.
where does this book rank in the series for you?
I knew you were going to ask that question and I was having a hard time with it because as we like did the reread, I was like, oh, this book is amazing. I love Air of Fire. I love Queen of Shadows. These are all great books. This is my top. This is my top. But I don't know that I can say that Kingdom of Ash is not my top in the entire series after doing this reread.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, everything about it.
I think it's my favorite book
Ever.
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I know that it is.
During this reread, I've mentioned it to you guys multiple times that I genuinely feel like I blacked out the first time I read Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah.
Because I was just like going through it so fast and like trying to recall things that happened. I could only remember like high parts and like general overview. So like this reread of it, I'm like, no, this is so good. Because I'm a like pretty heavy like Queen of Shadows truther.
Mm-hmm.
That one has like consistently been my favorite. On this reread, though, I don't know how Kingdom of Ash isn't.
I know.
Like,
it is like you're so
good.
desperate for the information and your friends to be okay the first read. Like, that's just what you're clawing for.
Right.
And then when you do the reread, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, this is so beautifully written. The POVs are amazing. The story is incredible. You love the characters even more in this one, too.
I completely agree. I think it's the best book. I do also kind of, part of me thinks it's silly to rank the last book the best book.
I know.
Because you can't have a last book without all the other ones, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is a little funny, but it truly, like, in my core, to my bones. Like, it is literally fiction at its best.
Mhm.
Like, I can't imagine reading another book that's better than Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah.
I don't think it exists.
And like the whole time I was watching a movie and kept saying to myself, like,
Yes.
my God, I just want to watch it. Like, somebody
Mhm.
make it. I want to see it with my eyeballs because this is incredible. What I'm seeing is incredible.
Yeah. And the stakes are so high.
Yeah.
The whole book.
Yeah.
It is. I think the first time you read it, you're like reading with this desperation, you know?
Mhm.
And like the second time was very much like a savoring. Like, I truly feel like I felt like what I was listening to earlier was Aelin and Rowan's fight whenever they were making the decision about the word keys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I feel this desperation that she has and like
And
his
he has.
desperation.
Yeah.
And like how distraught she is because she's like, this makes me a bad person because I was hoping for Dorian to do it.
Right. She's
And-
very real.
Because I don't remember that conversation the first time I read it because I know I was just trying to like,
You're like, does
Get
she make it out
through.
or not?
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But this time it was like, it's a savoring for sure.
And every detail feels important.
And I think it is.
So this book, like, it's obviously it being massive. There's so much ground that she could cover, but I do think it's so crazy how like the mood switches halfway through the book.
Mhm.
Like, it actually starts off like really grim and like sad
Yeah.
and dull, and then like as it keeps on going, I don't know how she made it like emotional. Like,
The arcs.
I
Yeah.
feel like the colors were changing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As you're reading the book, that's insane.
But we start the book in a grim place because after
Yeah.
Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, like, all we know is Aelin is locked away in a coffin somewhere and everybody's looking for her. And then Chaol has no idea what the heck is going on. I guess from his perspective, things are looking up because he's got like the whole Coggin army. He's got a wife. He's got a pregnant wife. Like, he's having
can
a good
walk.
time. He can walk. Yeah. Meanwhile, Aelin is like being tortured. And actually, that being how the book opens,
Mhm.
like, so thankful. Thank you, Sarah, because that is why I'm picking up this book because I want to know what happens to Aelin right now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And she starts off with it, but it is brutal.
It almost feels like such a different part. Like, it feels like it's almost like a novella in itself. That
Yeah.
whole, like,
Well, I forgot that it happens so early on in the book too, because it is still a good chunk of the story
Mhm.
where it's all happening, but then it's like, oh, there's so much going on after that. Like,
Yeah. You're like, oh, there's 600 more pages.
right.
Yeah.
Like, that was just a moment.
So we start the book with she's in the coffin.
Yeah. Being tortured.
Yeah. Chaol and Irene are on their way.
Yeah.
Manon and Dorian are together.
Mhm. I mean, everybody is spread out at the
Yeah.
beginning of this book, though. Like, all of our people are separated, which I think leads to the amazing payoff when they come together.
I cry every time.
Yeah.
And then
In
also
every
the
reunion.
subtle foreshadowing that's also how they end up
Right.
separated.
Right. Oh, I actually can't.
I hate that you said that.
Yeah, I'm so mad thinking
No.
about them
Yeah.
hugging.
no, right.
What parts, and there are many, and we'll talk about most of them probably, that wrecked you the most?
Oh, God.
I think her escaping with
Yeah.
the mask on, like, I can't even think about that without
And we do need to talk about it.
Lorcan's redemption.
He's such an idiot.
Like-
But, like, yeah.
But yeah, like,
At one point, though, Lorcan, because Aelid's still mad at him.
right,
And he's like, I can't make one mistake. And I want to be like, Lorcan,
right,
one mistake?
right.
The Queen of Terrasen is in a box because of your one mistake. Let's not whittle it down to, oh, I made a mistake.
right.
But also, he was bloodsworn.
Yeah.
I
feel
don't
like
give
he
a
was in a-
crap. Fenris freaking broke his blood oath to save Aelin.
Yeah, not everyone is as strong as him.
Obviously. That's my problem. I don't dislike
just-
Lorcan, though. I just think he was such a little bitch at the beginning.
Yeah, no, and then he was.
It's the whole...
The
It's the whole
sequence of
book.
events.
It's the whole sequence of events. Yeah. Like,
the way it's written.
starts with, like, her mental breakdown starts with she truly believes that Rowan is not coming for her and that he's doing what she asked him to do. So that's her first mental tick of, like, Maeve takes away all of her freaking scars.
That hurt my feelings so bad when I read that.
It's the most...
All the
evil
I have
Scars.
full body chills. I'm gonna cry.
Mhm.
I was like, that's so evil. Like, all of the evidence that you have that you can survive so much, and she would take that away.
Your story.
And you know what? Sarah's sick and twisted for that one.
Twisted.
Sick and twisted.
Maeve is a special type of evil.
She is.
Making Connell kill himself.
That was the other moment of the book that I was like...
Making Fenris sleep with her after?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh? That's insane. It starts, with the breakdown. Okay, Rowan's not coming. There's a piece of my hope gone. And then when Maeve is like, oh, we found a caller for you, so you are going to do what I tell you, is like the next break where she's like, okay, I can't do it. My life is not worth it. I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But without those two things, like she wouldn't have fought back to escape.
Yeah. And she says later that she didn't think she was actually going to escape.
Right. That's why she was like, I'd rather die than...
Flashback to her being a slave.
I actually can't. And actually the emotional damage. So like, when she escapes, that was the first like goosebump moment for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The whole sequence of it all.
Oh, for sure.
Like Rowan finding her screaming, take it off. They can't get it off of her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That had me... Blood was rushing to my head.
Like, take it off.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated the scenes after, though, because she's mentally unwell. And while that's not what I thought would happen as a reader, just because I didn't think about it, like the majority of the book, she's trying to figure out how to be herself again because of this trauma that's happened to her. And I thought it was written so well. And it really hurt my feelings a lot as well.
Right. Well, and for so many, like, because she was there for months, right?
Yeah.
Like, for all those months to also just be like, I'm ready to die. Like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Like, that's basically, in like a crazy roundabout way, like, suicidal ideation almost, of just, like, already preparing yourself to, like, for death. And then just find out that you, like, get to live again. And then also, like, maybe die again. I'd be like, someone just kill me.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Just end it all.
What is the point, actually?
Yeah. So.
And in those moments of a take it off, you're reminded about like that she's a genius.
Right.
Using the word keys. Thinking
Even
about
then,
offering Fenris the blood oath as he's dying.
Yeah. In the midst of her like trauma, she still has the wherewithal to be like, oh, here's a
She's still a
word
queen.
to get this off. Yeah. And I'll save his life by doing this. Even her, like, just like being in the little ball of fire with Fenris, like naked, curled up on herself, hoping that he lives. I'm like,
Stop.
just give her a break.
Did you purposely wear that ring instead of your normal wedding ring?
And I did, because this is the 13 ring, and it says, now until the darkness claims us, we are the 13. And then I wore this one because it says you do not yield on the inside of it. Which actually, that was another goosebump moment before she got out, I guess, when her mom comes and visits her in her coffin or whatever, and she starts banging it, like, you do not yield, banging it so much it's like breaking the coffin, and Karen starts freaking out because she's about to break out, just because she has like the,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, she's here, it's okay. But also when she does that, she sends a ripple of her power out,
Up
and
to
that's how
him.
Rowan's like, she's
alive.
She's still alive. Yeah.
I forgot about the whole part where Aelin goes into the city, and I really did love that. Now that it's in my consciousness, when she's like talking to the different fae, and they're like, "We know who your friends are. You have more friends in the city than you would expect." Like, it also kind of like gives you a glimpse into like what the day-to-day was like for like regular people who knew this war was happening.
Yeah.
And like resistance, if you will.
Yeah. And lived there under Maeve in her rule. Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
The other thing that was like so stressy, I think it was further down the book when they were doing the like fake Aelin play.
Lysandra.
Yeah. And all of that was going on. I remember just being like so stressed out because she like couldn't do anything. Oh my gosh.
And she's still given everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're upset that she's not burning their enemies when they're in battle.
Yes.
They're like, why are you here?
Right.
And so she does like shift into Aelin and starts fighting, but obviously doesn't have the training or the magic or anything. So she's almost killed pretending, and that's how they find out that she's a fake.
I was stressed that whole time.
Right.
Very, very stressed.
And mad because Aelin is such a bitch this entire book.
Yeah, I was going to say, when she shifts into Aelin and she's fighting on the front lines because everyone's like lost hope, it rallies the troops and she almost dies. And that's when Aedian's like, oh, sorry, I've been so terrible to you.
Yeah.
And God bless Lysandra. She's like, that's
she said,
not
now
good.
that I'm dying, you care?
Yeah.
Well, about
She's like, it doesn't change it. But you did.
Well, he proposed to her when she also was like almost dying as a sea dragon.
Right.
He's a loser.
Jeremiah energy.
Oh my god.
Lysandra is having to play queen. She's literally laying it out all on the line to help save your country, fighting with your men, only being supportive.
Fighting day and night, literally battling with all these little animals. All like, she's everything all day, every day.
Not eating.
Yeah.
And then you have the gall to throw her out in the snow and insult her and yell at her.
And literally blame her for every bad thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Like, he goes through a list of all the bad things and he's like, all of that is your fault. Like, that, you don't even make sense.
Yeah. First of all, no, it's not.
Right.
Second, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally.
Would you like to defend your man?
Yeah.
Blonde man. Would you like to defend your blonde man?
No.
Okay.
She said, I'm alone on this
Yeah.
boat.
I kind of wanted her to end up with Rolf.
No, that would have been fun.
That would have been a fun pairing.
Yeah, for sure.
And someone doesn't get what they want.
Aelin.
Right.
Aelin doesn't deserve happiness.
Everyone gets paired up.
He still
Yeah.
gets to live in Terracin.
I guess his dad died, so whatever.
Well, he didn't like his dad till he died either.
I know,
so.
that's a whole nother.
I just think he loves a chip on his shoulder. I think I said that before.
You did
Yeah.
in the
He
previous
does.
episode.
He does. He's just punk rock like that. He
The
just-
blonde hair.
Right,
green eyes.
right, exactly. Like he's listening to Blink 182, Green Day, waking up until September ends.
I'm
like
just
that's
a
him.
kid.
Right,
Like
exactly.
this nightmare.
Exactly. That is Aelin core.
Yeah.
Aelin starter pack.
I can see him wearing like Converse high tops.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
For sure.
Lip ring.
Terracin green.
Yeah. In another universe, like lip ring, like he's in the mosh pit.
Right, for sure. But he's
He's
like
the
the
mosh
tall,
pit.
skinny one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's in the mosh pit. Also, like super rich, but he's like, my parents don't understand me.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Sure.
Anyway, we hate Aiden.
Yeah.
This isn't a safe space for Aelin lovers. Sorry, y'all.
Hannah. Zoom in on Hannah right now.
I think we need to talk about the 13, which is obviously the thing everyone talks about, but I can't
Mhm.
get it out of my brain until we talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
The
it.
yielding or something else?
Yes, the yielding.
Mm-hmm.
Had you guys, before you read it, heard the quote, "Live, Manon"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think it meant? Because I thought it was going to come from Dorian saying something to her, like,
I thought she was
encouraging.
dying. I thought she was dying.
Oh.
Like, she was dying and someone was like, live, Manon.
Oh, really?
Mm.
I read it as like a queen, like live Manon.
Oh,
Like some
long
people
live.
chanting it. Yeah, like
Oh.
live Manon, like that.
Oh my gosh, that's better.
I have goosebumps thinking about that.
Yeah.
Me.
Is that the energy, actually?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
What about you? You probably what you didn't.
I didn't have
Yeah,
the
you read it
context.
so early. Yeah, I thought it was going to be from Dorian. So then when Astrid said it, I was like,
Whoa.
what's happening? What's happening?
Whoa.
What's
What are
happening?
you saying? What are you saying?
Yeah.
And it's the whole sequence of it all as well, because you think it starts with Abraxas getting injured, and you're thinking he's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you're like sad for her. Are you okay?
Oh,
I'm
don't
not
look at
okay.
me.
And the whole battle between Iskra and Petra, which was
Oh
So
my
A+.
god, that was another moment that I was like, I have to see this with my eyeballs. Like,
running her
she's
into the
going
ground.
around them.
Yeah.
So so good. Sorry, go ahead.
That was very satisfying,
Yeah.
that death.
Yeah.
And then I actually can't talk about it.
No, you have
anymore.
to. You brought it up. You do it.
And that's enough.
And we all know what happens.
Talk about it. It is so sad and like so well written and so I don't know. Like it's their story arc, you know? Like we were talking about because she makes a point. She's like, it wasn't darkness, it was light, bright light that flowed through them as they made the yielding. And it was not darkness, but light bright and pure as the sun on snow that erupted from Astrid. Light as Astrid made the yielding. As the 13, their broken bodies scattered around the tower in a near circle, made the yielding as well. Light, they all burned with it, radiated it. Light that flowed from their souls, their fierce hearts as they gave themselves over to that power, became incandescent with it. And it's just so beautiful because she's talking about the other witches that are yielding to fuel the witch tower and speaking about how their yielding is dark, like it's black. And then the whole story arc of like Manon and the 13 and the Iron Teeth going from you're raised to be evil, wicked monsters to no, we're good, we can be better, we're fighting for a better world. Like it all is shown in that moment of like, look, we're not monsters, we're light, we're good. Like as they're exploding themselves.
And just a couple chapters before they get there, and she tells Darrow, we're here
to fight for a better world.
Yeah.
It's got to be crazy to be Manon in that moment because she is like describing it happening. She's like, this is more perfect than any formation we've ever done. Them going through these lines. Like, this is your team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your team that you've been with for so long. And like, she's describing how they go. And she's like, the demon twins laughing together because of course.
Yeah.
And, like,
as they always were.
As they always were. Yes. So like, just like,
her besties.
Yeah, just watching the people you have spent so long with and like you know how they move inside and out to like be an outsider watching it. There's like this obviously we see her literally go into a depression. But like this like desire to like be a part of that with them.
I think that moment though of Manon like talking about them and what they look like was almost like their eulogy of like her just expressing all of the years that they've had together. No, I know it's really horrible, but like Sarah gave us that though.
Yeah.
Like,
sick.
Because then after they essentially do have like a funeral for them, but
I can't speak about.
I know.
And what is most heartbreaking is the next day where she goes out.
That is
to the
what got
scorched
me even
piece
more.
Of earth, and all the flowers are blooming.
It's the way that it was written too. Is like she's walking out with Abraxos because she's depressed, and she's like, "I have to go be with my 13 on the scorched earth." And it's written, and Sarah writes it like Manon didn't know, but if she would have looked back, she would have seen Aelin and Lysandra and all of the kingdom and all of the warriors and the Bane following her out to honor the 13 and what they gave.
Yeah.
And all the Krakens following her to honor the 13. And they all have flowers that they put out on the earth for them.
Didn't Abraxos also lose his
mate?
And he loves flowers.
Yeah.
In Empire of Storms, you get that like conversation between Aelin, I think, and Dorian, and how he's like, the gods are leading both you and Manon into this. Like it's they are such mirrors of one another. And I was so struck by that whenever Manon is trying to win over the
Krakens.
And she like essentially summons the like witch queens, and she is
that
so
was a big
cunning.
Goosebump moment too.
Yeah, she was so cunning because it's like, I wish I would have killed them all, but this is such a demoralizing loss for them because one of them died, one of them ran away, and I forgot what she said the other one was, but I was so struck in that moment by they are each other's mirrors so vividly. And even like with the like flowers blooming in the scorched earth, and then you have like the king's flower for Aelin. Like
I know
they are such each other's mirror, and I love those two girls.
For hours, Manon knelt on the battlefield, Abraxos at her side, as if she might stay with them, her 13, for a little while longer. But then at the end of that chapter 2, after the Kraken is like, you fulfilled the prophecy, essentially. The quote, and far away, across the snow-covered mountains, on a barren plain before the ruins of a once great city, a flower began to bloom. And that's like the visual. Yeah. And then they bring the little flower to her at the end. Yeah. The Krakens that come late. They're like, look, you did it.
Also, after the battle, everyone obviously is like mourning a little bit, the people they've lost, but her grief is portrayed so much deeper even after the battle. And when she's reunited with Dorian and he's like looking in the skies, and she says, you will not find them in this sky or any other. And that just really hurt me.
And then Elise said, how many?
All.
And she said, all. And I just feel so bad for
I know.
Manon.
Imagine everyone in this room is dead but you.
And it's the only people that exist on the planet at this point that know you to your core and accept you to your core. all of those people are gone.
For you.
For you. For a better world. And everything
believed
that
in
you
you.
fought for to unite everyone, they'll never get to see it.
Yep.
Wait, can you also read the Live Manon quote? Like the actual?
The 13 stalked towards their own mounts. Sorrel clasped Manon's shoulder as she passed, then climbed onto her wyvern's back, leaving Astrid before Manon. Her second, her cousin, her friend, smiled bright eyes as stars. Live, Manon. Manon blinked. Astrid smiled wider, kissed Manon's brow, and whispered again, live. Manon didn't see the blow coming. Annie, stop it.
So messed up.
The punch to her gut, so hard and precise that it knocked the wind from her, sent her to her knees. She was struggling to get a breath down, to get up, when Astrid reached Noreen and mounted the blue mare, gathering the reins. Bring our people home, Manon. Manon knew then what they were going to do. Her legs failed her body failed her as she tried to get to her feet, and she rasped, no. But Astrid and the 13 were already in the skies, already in formation, and the battering ram that had served them so well, veering toward the battlefield, toward the approaching witch tower.
Gotta go. Yeah, there's a reason that is just talked about over and over, because it is peak emotional damage.
And it's like whatever you thought it is, so much worse. Genuinely.
So much worse.
What else wrecked you, Hannah?
I felt the desperation in that conversation where they're taking votes.
About to forge the
Aelin.
lock.
Yeah, about forging the lock, because she's like, I thought I was going to see Terrasen one last time. And she's even making a comment about, I would love to even push this back a day so this could be on Terrasen's soil, but we just don't have the time because they're so close. And she's like, we'll have to do it now.
And she's like, I can't make that decision, and then it end up poorly and everyone dies. I'll never be able to live with it.
Right. And she's like, they ask her what her vote is, and she said it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then for her to be like, Rowan's like, we can change their mind, whatever. And she's like, what's the point of taking a vote if we're not going to listen to it? And you just feel this responsibility that she has. And she's like, it's such a hard, I want this. I want to live. I want to bypass this. I'm sure she's even like, hey, we should hide the keys for another 1,000 years. You
There's
know?
a part that wants that.
But just this duty, this responsibility that she has carried for so long. And she's like, I have to do what has to be done.
I
that
love
was just
the way it's written too, is because you see that devastating vote. And then she goes into the tent later with Rowan and she's talking about it. And I like the way that she writes it, because when she's out with everybody else, you see, she is a friend and she's vulnerable with people, but you see her being a queen and ruler. And only when she's with Rowan does she also show her vulnerability and true self, because she makes mention of I couldn't tell them that I wanted to go to Terrasen because they would all change their mind. And that's not what I'm going to do. And I am selfish and I wish I didn't have to do this. And I wish it could be Dorian. She lets all of that out, but only when she's with Rowan. And it's written that way too. And it's so beautiful because it's you can see their intimacy in their relationship because of the way it's written. You can see her different faces that she puts on to be who she needs to be. And then she's just fully herself with him.
Yeah. I also love that we don't get a detailed version of who voted what. I just really appreciated that.
Yeah.
Because I think I would have hated characters forever.
Well, at the end of the day too, it's we're not voting if you do it or not. We're just voting when, because you've not given an option. She's doing it.
Yeah.
So it's not oh, I'm voting that you die. No, she's choosing to do that.
And when she's back in the tent, being more vulnerable with Rowan, she says that she just wants it to be over.
Yeah.
Because either way, I want it finished.
Yeah.
Which is so heartbreaking.
And he gets on his knees in front of the chair that she's sitting on and holds her and is I can't do it. I can't bear it. I can't lose you.
Her also talking about the hope that she had
to find a different way.
Yeah. And after you've already been with her through the box and just watching her come out of that, and her forcing Rowan to fight her so she could move past her demons, if you will. And then see her come come back. She uses this queen voice. She's leading this army now and like realizing she's the heir to Dornell as well. Like just like all this stuff for her to just like have this little bit of hope dashed. It's hard.
Yeah, it is tough.
We didn't even talk about when she gets rescued, the "Can I hold you?" bit.
Oh, that is probably the one little line that destroys my soul more than anything is that.
Yeah.
I think it's also important when they're taking the vote, they're literally on the steps of Endovier.
I will never get over that.
This felt mean.
It was mean.
And you know, the first time I read it, I was like, I hate all these people that are voting for her to do this now. And I do still feel that way a little bit. But on the reread, I'm like, okay. To your point, they're not voting for her to die or not die. It's when she does it. Her forging the locks. Kind of crazy of her to not give up Erwin while she's in there.
And I do agree.
Girl, what are you doing?
Why did you do that? Is
And
this like a pride point or like...
Well, she said she needed to hear like Irene say that she could do it for her to make the choice to trade him for Elena.
Right.
But still, I'm like,
good.
I know. That's crazy.
But for no reason, because they killed that girl
Elena's
anyway.
already dead.
I know. But she wants her to be with her mate.
I know. She's
Aelin's
a romantic.
a good person, even though this person literally raised you to die.
Right.
She must have had all the confidence in the world.
Right.
Irene. And she was right.
And she was right. The forging of the locks is just crazy because you get this glimpse into, okay, one, there are how many worlds that exist here? There are how many gods that exist that rule over how many worlds? And then, of course, like the payoff as a reader when she's falling through the worlds.
Yeah.
And you see Lunathian, and then you see Perithian and Rhys and Feyre, depending on like the order that you read everything, of course. But you're like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so crazy as a reader. I freaking loved it.
And this is going to like get into some maybe theory
Yeah.
territory, but that's the drop. Her and do we think that's the drop?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think she was just falling through worlds.
But the gods specifically said universes when other people have been saying worlds. And I noticed they
both. Well,
because
Aelin
there are
says
worlds in the universe.
Yeah, and the gods say universes. Yeah.
So I was just like,
This whole reread, I have been like,
Right.
So
you
like,
can tell, like, at whatever point, I think it's, I don't know, when she started writing ACOTAR as well in this series, you really see it unlock for Sarah because you're like, wait a minute. You're writing this series and then this one and this one and this one and this one. And you can see it, like she's tying it all together. You can see the
she
switch.
locked in.
She did. Real good.
for sure.
And also, I think on this reread, I don't know that it's super important, but I was like, wait, so there's just like a whole world or universe that is essentially the afterlife. Because that's where Dorian's dad, he comes out of like one of the archways.
Oh, brother.
And Kaltane and Nehemia.
Right.
Like all these people that are dead.
For some reason, I'm like, okay, well, you guys could just be like existing in the ethos sort of thing. But they do like, they're coming out of this. Somebody rules it because Kaltane talks about like, I'm not allowed to tell you. The ruler of this world won't let me tell you.
Yeah. And he makes note, like, I'm surprised you have a body because she like burned.
Right.
Obliterated herself.
Which is just so interesting to me. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I was just like, what the heck?
And just to wrap up the forging of the locks, once again, Aelin having a secret plan and pushing Dorian out.
Right.
And that was her plan the whole time.
And then Rowan having a final secret plan.
Right.
Because he tattoos the motherfucking word marks in her tattoo, a map back home to me.
Destroyed.
I also thought Dorian's moment with his dad was really sweet.
I thought so
because
too.
his dad, like, you don't really, I mean, you just know him as like an evil king, basically. And I think to figure out that like he was also never allowed to be human and until he like met his son.
And you just find out too, because when he dies, you're kind of like good riddance.
Right.
But Dorian starts learning too, like when he's in Morath and he's posing as Vernon, he learns from Erewhon that his dad never like really fully gave into it. Like he fought his whole life to be better and to be different.
Right.
And then he gets to have the convo with his dad.
Yeah, where he remembers himself when he saw his son like
get out of here.
horrible.
That's
horrible.
At least
He's
he
like,
gets to
what's
live
my
on.
name? And everyone's like,
Me too. Reading the
what
book, I was like,
is your name?
hold up.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King. Like
Dad?
Dad. Yeah.
I just love the little folk from day one. The first
Mhm.
episode, I was like, the
First
little
episode.
folk are the first episode we recorded about this.
Oh.
I was like, the little folk are the hero of the story. Obviously, there's so many, but they
Mhm.
show up like from day one when she's being taken off to Endovir. They're there, and they show up out of the forest when she gets back, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Here, come here, it's safe." And they have this whole like underground where they live and keep her safe. And then at the end, they bring the crown to her.
Mm-hmm.
I love the little folk.
Yeah.
They're
and they
so
love her.
sweet. They do love her. I just picture just like little.
I know. I don't know how little they are, but I imagine they're like,
I picture it, yeah, like little and kind of glowy.
mhm.
Yeah.
At the end of the book, when everyone's saying goodbye,
Uh-huh.
it hurts me. But specifically, like the trio, Dorian, Kale, and Aelin,
Mm-hmm.
because that's like how the story starts and that's how the story ends.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been through so much. And they still love each other.
It's so crazy. I kept thinking during the reread, OMG, like, do you guys remember this started with a slave girl from Endovir who was an assassin for the king?
Mhm.
And this is where we are?
The three of them on a road trip.
What?
The book that like gets me every time is when she's like introducing them and she like tells them all to come up with her and she says, my friends. And she's
Mm.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my God.
I read that the first time, literally inconsolable. Like
Yeah.
you could not. I was clutching my Kindle, tears all over it. Like
Yeah.
couldn't swipe to the next page. I was just like,
Yeah.
no, it's so beautiful. Like
Another
'cause
goosebump, but also crying while having them. When they're on the battlefield and Aelin, they kill Maeve, and then like simultaneously Irene is killing
Mhm.
Erewhon. And all of the Valg and Ilkin and everybody like drop to the ground and they're realizing, oh my gosh, he's gone.
Mhm.
And it's taken out the whole army too. And then everyone starts chanting, Irene, Irene, all through the camp. I was like, I can't be doing this anymore. I can't be doing it all for that girl that she gave a note to in Assassin's Blade.
right.
Ah,
She didn't waste it.
And at the end,
I
when they're
didn't waste any
yeah,
of
Didn't
it.
waste any of it.
And then at the very end, when they're saying goodbye, like, we're a long way from Inish.
Oh,
Boy.
oh boy.
No.
At the end, well, the whole like Aelin being crowned queen is beautiful, the whole sequence of it. And then they go out into the city to walk the city. And she has all of the women that fought beside her walk with her through the city as the bells are ringing.
No, right.
And the men fall in step behind as like the crowds are cheering for them and the friendships and the women that got them to this place.
I have the quote.
Go ahead.
Emily, she just mentioned the thing about we're a long way from Inish.
Yeah.
After that, Aelin says, but lost no longer. Aelin whispered back, voice breaking as they embraced, the two women who had held the fate of their world between them, who had saved it.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. The power of friendship, the small act of kindness,
What?
womanhood. Like,
My friends.
it's too much.
For a better world. Like,
And
I
they're
can't
all
even...
fighting for a better world. They said that so many times in this
Mhm.
book, too.
And it would get me every time in the
Every
other
single
books.
time.
Every single time in the other books. Like,
We're doing good over here.
Unfortunately and fortunately, this book is so long. We can't fit it all into one episode. So stay tuned for part 2 next week. Love ya.
Love ya. Bye.
bye.
Say
Get
bye.
booked.
Get booked.